hello to you, YouTube. Hello to you, my fellow metalheads. This is the marvelous Dukrishnak, and this is Slanesh. She's my special guest this evening. Or for me, the evening, for you, whatever time you're watching it. Today, I'm going to be reviewing Skinless and their wonderful album, Savagery. So, just a little bit of a breakdown with me personally and my experiences with Skinless. I really liked them when I was younger, but I haven't really listened to them in a while, so I've been kind of putting them on the back burner for, I don't know, 4 or 5 years, to be completely honest. They have some really good early work, and I just kind of started discovering other bands and kind of listening to them a little less over time, and just kind of, honestly, I forgot about them. And then I saw someone else do an album review on this, and was like, alright, I gotta check this out. And I did. And I've listened to it quite a few times, to say the least. And it made me want to go back and listen to more Skinless, which I did. And I should probably do more of, to be honest. But I want to just give my kind of 2 cents here on this album. Alright, so if you're looking for some pretty classic death metal, this is perfect for you. And my experiences with the band, and by no means am I like an expert on them, mostly growls with a little bit of high-pitched screams to sort of accent. But in this album, yeah, they do it a bit, right? But not like over the top. Well, goodbye, I guess. In this album, not like completely over the top by any means. I mean, it never really was, but not as much, I should say. It's done a little more sparingly, I guess, which is a good and bad thing, I guess. You know, it kind of depends on the album. It's always good to kind of mix up your style a little bit, but this really feels like, it's interesting. It feels like both a old school, I could see this being released in the 90s, but it also definitely sounds like a new school, and maybe that's kind of in the production and some other things. I'm not an expert, but it's interesting, to say the least, and it's also pretty catchy at times and has some memorable parts. There's no song that I think is bad on it, but there are some songs that I think are better, and just probably because they're more catchy and more memorable. Sorry, this child is just being weird. I say child, she's like 7 or something. So what I like to do is I like to kind of take a clip or 2, or 3 throughout the album, one more towards the beginning, one kind of in the middle, one towards the end, maybe a floater in there. So I'm going to just kind of start you off of the song Savagery, which is their first song. So just that little bit where it is not quite as deep, where they say savagery, and kind of, it's not really a chorus or anything, I don't know, but it's just kind of like the memorable part of the song that references the song title. And it's memorable, and I will instantly know, oh yeah, this song's called Savagery. Makes sense. And I like that little bit of variation um, in his vocal delivery, a little bit more of a medium kind of growl versus just consistent, deeper, more traditional death metal growl. And that is done a few times here or there, but mostly for like the reasons that I said before, is it's sort of like an accent point or delivering something a bit more memorable or catchy versus brutal, if that makes sense. Um, and that's why, I mentioned before, it's kind of a catchy album at some points, but it's still pretty heavy and brutal, but not over the top, which is why I say it's a bit more old school, but clearly done in a modern time. You have a little bit of acoustic bit in here that I think is pretty cool. So it's not just, like I said, constant pummeling brutality or super catchy melodic bits. They do kind of mix it up a little bit and do something a little unexpected with a nice little acoustic bit that I'm going to show you guys. Yeah, you get the general idea. It's nothing super technically impressive, but I don't think it has to be, and I don't think that was the point. And I liked it. It was nice and just kind of chill. Kind of a good way to transition into the next part of the album and into the song. And it's from Reversals of Fortune. And this one is from the final song, High Rate of Extinction, and it's a great way to end the album. It's one of the best songs on here. I would say Savagery, Crow Blade of the Guillotine, Hordes. Sort of the first couple of songs and the last couple of songs I think are the best, at least personally. I don't know. It's not the fastest song, not the craziest song, not the most impressive death metal song, but it's solid, It's catchy, it's memorable, it's gonna get stuck in your head. It'll be a fun one to hear at a concert. And that's kind of how I feel about pretty much this whole album, to be honest. Yeah, I just wanted to throw you a little bit more High Rate of Extinction because, it's a pretty nice song, and I dig the outro, or using it as the last song, I should say. All in all, I really like it. It made me want to get into Skinless again. It's definitely an album I'm going to come back through over the years and have fond memories of, and I'd love to hear some of these songs live. Actually, any of these songs, I would not complain about them playing live. So that's going to be it for me. All in all, a solid album. Is it my favorite death metal album out there? No. Top 10? Probably not. Is it up there? Yeah, sure, it is. Gotta give credit where credit's due. It's definitely a good one. All in all, not perfect, but is it good? Absolutely, it's an awesome album. Gotta give this bad boy a solid 9 out of 10.